get started. I know last week we talked about having a nice little professional video done, and we're still there. Rick and I are going to play around and see if we can do something to make it look fun, festive, creative, and see where we can go with that. But really, that's one thing that I really think that the company needs to invest in, because times, they are changing, and people want to know what you're talking about quick and easy. And even if you're talking to them on the phone, I can remember back in the day, quite a while ago, when we had the DVD. Yes, it was a DVD, and all we would say is, even during the presentation, we would say point up, point down, point straight, point down, and push. And so it was almost just like a thing to say, point, push, and play, point, push, and play. And that's where we want to get to, because everybody wants to see it real time. Everybody wants to see it on their own time. And a lot of times your time might not be their time. And even if we are doing a live presentation, be it at a coffee shop or at a hotel, it's always great to be consistent. It's always great to have someone come up, introduce what we're going to be talking about, what they're going to see, what they're going to witness, and push play. And they can even do that. Everybody raise your hand, point up to the sky, point down, now push. Bottom line, nice little exercise to show everyone how easy it is to watch the presentation. So we really need to get back to something like that. I remember, oh my goodness, years ago in our basement, we would have people come over, and I do the simple snacks, sweet tea, coffee, and we would all sit around and just watch the TV. And I have to laugh, because at that time it was a nice size TV, but it wasn't these big, oversized 72 inches TV that everybody has in their house now. But we watch it, and I remember even one of our first presentation that we had, we all watched it. Then after it was over, we called our upline and had him on speakerphone, and he would ask a question, and he would say, so who's ready to get started? We had a few people that would raise their hand. I'm ready to start. I want to do this. I want to do this. So bringing back that simplicity to showing a presentation. And yes, you can do it in person. You can actually go and sit down at a Starbucks and sit and watch it on your smartphone with your client, or you can let them watch it on their smartphone. You can show them how to go to it, download it. And I think that's a quick way of getting it out there. It's going to be the same no matter when someone's watching it. It's not going to be too long because this person put too much time talking about themselves at the beginning, or they took too much time talking about each slide. And so that consistency is definitely what we want, because that's what everybody's doing. I mean, now anything you want to look at, all you have to do is push and play. And or they'll text it to you. Oh, let me text you something, because everybody has their phone in their hand. Everybody's checking their texts quicker than they check their emails these days. So to even email them and say, now you're going to be doing one of our on-demands, it's going to be at this time, filling out the information, just text it to me. Even when we were doing a training this past, was it Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday. It was Carnival doing more on Go CCL travel with the ships. It popped up on my phone, and it said the meeting is going to be starting in this much time, registered now. And I registered sitting right there looking at my phone, and then click here to join now. And I sat there, real time, and just watched the presentation. And it was about 30 minutes. It wasn't really that long, but that's what we need. We need something quick and to the point, because everybody is in such a rush trying to do everything at once. And this would make the load so much lighter. What we know with travel, everybody loves that passive income. Everybody loves the income that travel gives them because all they have to do is point someone to their website. That's why all those other Expedia, Priceline, cheapo tickets, they all are like that. They don't have someone to talk to. You just get on there and you book your flights and you get your confirmation number from the airline and you keep moving. And so we want to make sure we stay up to date with that type of presentation. We want to make sure that people are able to see it real time, because like we learned in the past, it's all about duplication. So you want to be able to duplicate your business quick and to the point, because you won't have, all the ambassadors there every time. And when you bring in one person who wants to show it to their cousin, they might want to show it to their cousin at 12 o'clock at night when they're sitting around laughing and talking. And so your ambassador or your director or whoever is doing the presentations for you, because you don't feel comfortable doing it yourself, they're not available. So you want to be able to have that ready, send it to them, say, okay, watch this. Hey, let's talk tomorrow about what you like. And they can show it to 3 or 4 people by the time they talk to you, and have 3 or 4 people ready to sign up. So I think we need to really press that. I don't know what's going to happen or when it's going to happen, but we're going to play around and see if we can get something a little bit easier, more of a video than an actual slideshow presentation. But that's just from us playing around and looking at the different things that are out there now and realizing that, oh, wow, I remember back in the day, people were finding those DVDs all over the place and playing them and trying to find out, how do I get started? I like this DVD. And so we want to be able to send that out on our phones now. It's like, okay, I'll text you the link so you can watch it. And so, boom, they got it, they watch it, they're ready to sign up. And so that's what we need. Our sign-up process is simple. So we need to make sure we keep everything consistent with signing up. Because if you're sitting there having coffee with somebody and you start telling them about the presentation, and then you can say, oh, wait a minute, you got 20 minutes? Let's watch this. And then that way you'll get the whole gist of it, instead of you trying to talk through it or trying to make sure you don't forget something. So I just think that would be a neat process to have. So
absolutely, Brenda.
Go over that. Yes, go.
Yeah, definitely. And so that's why if everyone writes a support ticket to corporate, in your back office and say, hey, we need a professional video that we can send out. What do I send out? And that'll get the wheels turning for corporate to create, that professional video that talks about our business, because nothing else out there even comes close to us. And this major guy, yesterday I was talking to him, and he says, Rick, there's a couple of companies that want me to take a look at their links and in their travel business, but I like what you're saying about the vortex. I said, yeah, there's nobody else out there that has, let me put this closer, that has the vortex like we got the vortex. And he said, if I send you these 2 links, could you take a look at them? I said, sure. I said, think about it. We've been doing this for 20 some odd years. Glenn and Chantel, you guys have been doing this for some 20 some odd years in the travel business. You think about that. That's a lifetime. Ron, go ahead. Ron, you're on mute.
How's that? My back?
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, thanks. We do have the Surge365 Touch app on the screen, and there are several videos that I've used a lot when people do respond to them, and then I get connected with them directly. But the ones that you can share, the one that's got a little background on the different aspects of what the the plan and everything. I have been using them for a long time, and since they've been available, and I do like it. I mean, I haven't used it like in the last 3 weeks because I was down ill. So maybe they made some changes I wasn't
Yeah,
aware
they've
of.
got changes there. So there's like maybe 2 there.
3, yeah, you're right. I went to it right now. It has been limited.
Only because they've updated the program. So they're responding to it. You can believe that they're working
Yeah,
on
but we
it.
do need, like you say, I agree with you. We do need to have one single that we can all be connected with and be universal in how we communicate the message. That'll give us strength. And especially when, one person looks at it and they give it to somebody else, seeing the same thing, it will really be powerful and give us, it creates a compounding of the effect. And that's really good. So yeah, I'll
Yeah.
send a message off too.
And so I took a look at these 2 companies. One was someone saying something? One was travel plus products. Look good products, feel good products, and then travel. And it looked like they had access to something similar to our membership. It may even be like our membership program, but ton of products. The second one was really just a travel agency only. And so I told my friend, I said, well, one of the things, and I know you are busy and he's involved in so many different things. I said, you want to look at something like our Vortex, where you now are making money like Expedia. They don't work. They basically get a link out, provide a service, and they get paid. The access that we have to the Vortex, a lot of folks don't realize how huge that is, especially being able to establish that way back when, with the company that we used to be working with that was supporting Surge at the beginning. And that's when we came up with the Vortex, which is Scott's idea, and the membership. And all the Vortex did basically was take the profit, the profit from the membership and say, okay, we need to be able to manipulate this profit to pass on the savings and to pay the owner of the Vortex. That is so huge that we can't even, the fact that we was able to do that and the fact that we still have it is so huge because it gives us access. And the reason Scott did that, the Vortex is not network marketing. The Vortex is the person that says, hey, I want to bring in a nonprofit. I want to bring in an organization. I want to bring in a school, a church. I want to bring in a business where they can give this Vortex link out to their membership base, their employee base, their student base, whomever it is, and save them money as a travel perk. And with the loyalty program, the person who owns the Vortex, the owner of the Vortex, earning 60% of whatever is saved. And you're right, Brendan, it's about 1.5% of whatever money is spent, reward credits coming back. And so the loyalty program, reward credits coming back, as well as 60% of the savings coming back. That's some serious wealth. Right? And so the gentleman that I was talking, he said, Rick, that's what I want. I don't want to have to, only work a travel agency. I don't want to work, a business that has travel, but all these products. He said, we have everybody's going to be looking for that are interested in travel because we hit all aspects of travel, whether it be online booking, whether it be career opportunities in travel, hospitality and tourism, whether it be vacation club membership, lifestyle benefits. We hit all aspects of travel. Then, of course, a 7-day vacation stay. And if we have a video that can capture that, oh, it's over. Brendan, I want you to talk just briefly about the new AI travel advisor that has been added to our Vortex and how you booked that trip to Omaha.
Oh, okay. If you guys haven't played around with it yet, you really need to go and to your membership, and it's also on Vortex, and that chat box will come up. It is just that chat. And if you played around with chat GPT, that's exactly what it's like. I went on there looking for a hotel that was close to my son, and he lives in Elkhorn, Nebraska. And, you know, when you go on there manually and you're doing it yourself, you get all these hotels, for example, in Omaha. And I wanted to be close to him. So I actually said, I'm looking for a hotel. And it came back, hi, how may I help you, right? I could hear it talking because I played around with AI so much. And it said, it typed it out, how may I help you? And I said, well, I'm looking for a trip to go to Omaha is what I said. And they said, okay, I'm looking for a hotel. And I said, how many adults? And I said 2. And then, great, when do you want to go? So it asked me all the questions, just like I was talking to a concierge. And I answered it back. And then I said, but I'm looking for something that has a kitchen. I'm looking for like a little kitchenette kind of thing. And it came back and it said, oh, I found the Residence Inn. Oh, wait a minute, that doesn't have a kitchen. I was like, are you kidding me? And so then I typed in there, well, I really don't have to have a kitchen. But it came back and it said, no, I found Home 2 Suites. And it was 4 miles away from my son's house. And I said, oh, that looks great. And they said, okay, if this doesn't work, I can find some. I have another. And before you know it, it popped up another Hilton Garden Suite. And I thought, oh, okay, no, I'm going to go with the Home 2 Suites. I already checked it out. I clicked on the address that took me right to it, right there on my Surge page. And then it said, okay, great. Do you need any assistance on booking this? I went, okay, no, I can book it. And then it said, would you like, okay, great. Is there anything else I could do for you? I went, no, this is perfect. Would you like for a concierge? Would you like to talk to a concierge about your trip? I said, no, I don't need to talk to anyone. So it was like I was having a conversation with AI. I told him exactly what I wanted, when I wanted to go, everything. And, you know, and it's just like before, it hasn't changed, but the way it was communicating back and forth, I'm quite sure there's a lot of people who are out of work now because this AI, because that's exactly what it is, it was able to do all the research and tell me exactly what I'm looking for in seconds and find me a place. And it was even ready to help me book it. So when you have someone who's looking for something, we do not have to waste our time anymore and try to figure out how close this hotel is from where we want to stay. Because when I told them, because Elkhorn is a small little town, it's not, as big as Omaha. So when I told them where I wanted to stay, they were able to get me within 4 miles from where my son's home is. So you figure it. I was just like, oh my goodness, look at this. And then I started playing around. We were talking back and forth and looking at different hotels for different places because it was just that simple. And so that's and I heard Rick talking to somebody earlier, and it's going to happen, and it's happening, that people who have jobs like that, who are in customer service, who's talking to people and answering questions, think about it. It's been years when you try to call any type of customer service for any company, they will try to have their AI answer the questions as much as possible. And if they can't, you literally have to say, I would like to speak to a live agent. Those are the words, a live agent. And then that way, you're not going back and forth with their AI. And they'll say, oh, hold on while I connect you to an agent. And so, boom, boom, now you're talking to a person. but it even took a minute. You hitting all this and this and this, and then hit for a minute there. It was keep pressing 0, and then you'll get a live. Now you actually just say it, and it'll take you to a live agent. So that means it's limiting the amount of live agents they need on board, because everything it can do for you, it'll do for you before it sends you to a live agent. So when you think about it's a new era. And when you think about the toll roads, think about the toll roads. Remember how there used to be a person at the toll road taking your quarter, one says cash, one says credit card. Now that's even gone. If you think about tolls right now, depending, there's some areas where they still have people, but really now they just take a picture of your license plate and send you a bill. Even when we're traveling, and we always get especially when we're in an area like New York City, we'll get the toll road pass, $25 a day. If you're in New York City, it's definitely worth it, because some of those bridges you are crossing is $5. And if you make a mistake and got to go back and forth a couple of times, you have saved your money easily. So just like that,
anyone in the United States is qualified for the senior spending allowance.
And you want to make sure
thousands of dollars a year, and it can be.
I don't know about. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are able to. We have to just stay up with the times. Because times, they are a-changing,
Times are a-changing. And while Brenda was looking, while the AI was actually searching, it was having a conversation with her. How's your day coming?
Mm-hmm.
That's
right. So when it was, that's true. When it was searching, instead of the little dots going in and out, it actually had a conversation with me. It was like, well, how is your day going? While it was thinking, or while it was searching for a hotel. And I was like, okay.
A new era. We are in a new era and don't even know it. See, we are visionaries. And we're going to be talking as visionaries to people who are in the current day. That's why they don't understand that, we're out in the future. And that's why we have to take advantage of this lead time that we have to be out in the future to prepare something once they get it. Folks are going to be, like you're saying, Brenda, losing their jobs to AI. They're going to be losing, their position.
I think they already have started, yeah.
I believe they have too. Because you figure we had the call center, and I don't know if the contract was with folks in Mexico or somewhere, but they weren't totally effective. Now they've been replaced. Mm-hmm. They've been replaced. And so with total efficiency, total effectiveness, no mistakes, right? They've been replaced by AI. And if you really want to talk to a person, like Brenda's saying, you can actually talk to a concierge, but the majority of it, Expedia does not have this. They have no chat. They have no concierge.
Yet.
And why don't they? One of the things I want to just mention, the previous company, the company that provided to us, the membership and the Vortex, was bought out by another major multinational company. And the multinational company has money to invest in what we're doing and in travel. And one of their major pushes is to be able to sell the membership product and the loyalty program at the corporate level. They want to sell it at the corporate level, validating all that we're doing and offering the Vortex product to organizations and members, organizations and membership-driven organizations and businesses and at the corporate level. And that's what they're actually doing. But they're charging major money to these corporations, where ours is what, $4.95 or $4.99, whatever it is. And they're
$4.99.
$4.99. They're getting the membership the travel agency, and the vortex. It's crazy. We don't realize the power that we have. We don't realize the opportunity that we have. And a lot of times we take for granted. But when I was looking at some of that information, I'm like, they're validating everything that we're doing at the corporate level. And thousands of dollars that these companies and organizations and churches and member-driven organizations, that what they will pay. And ours is $4.99 or $4.22 if they do the membership, you know, the travel package, travel technology package, and the SBA. You know, they take it down to, they subtract the $79, so they're paying $4.22. And I'm like, wow, our eyes need to become open to the opportunity that these times have presented before us. You know, now it comes down to what the person wants to do. You know, I mean, if you just want to travel, whatever it is, that's what the beauty of this, you can tailor it to the lifestyle that you expect. But know that the opportunity exists, and it's amazing. I'm working with several companies, and they develop, you know, platforms for businesses to do blah, 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 all technical business type stuff. We're also putting a travel component on this platform. And so when I talk about, you know, the business side of things to these companies, it's business, business, business. When I talk about the travel, it changes the total tone. You know, it's like, fun? Rick, did you just say we get paid for fun? And like, it totally changes the conversation, right? Yeah, how do you talk, you know, business, 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 combined with fun, 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 and not everything gravitate toward the fun? And I'm just saying, we have a tremendous opportunity that you can take this as far or as little as you want, and you decide. Over to you, Ren.
It's really true. I'm excited about how new things are. I like new. I've always liked new, and I'm excited about how things are changing and how people are. It just reminds me when the company exploded. It just reminds me back when the company exploded and all we were doing was giving out these DVDs like candy, and people were able to watch it. And so now that's where the text comes in. It's almost like you text somebody something, they can watch it real time when it's convenient for them. You could be having lunch with someone and talking to them and hit it real time, send it to them. Hey, watch this. You know, by the time your food comes, you're sitting there having a conversation with them on how we can get started and what we can do to help them get started right away. So that's what I like about having something readily, because yeah, we can all learn how to do the presentation. We can all do that because we can. But there's something about having something professionally done where someone can look at it real time. It's not going to change. It's always going to be the same, because even us as human beings, we can do the presentation, but if we don't tape it so we could show it to people like that, it might be a day where, oh man, I got to do the presentation. Your voice reflections are not going to be the same. The energy is not going to be as high. You know, there's something going on if we're doing it over and over and over again. So, and that's life, and that's because we're human beings. So when you get something that's already recorded, it's so much more to me, because, you know, we've done the presentation over and over and over on Thursday night, and every Thursday night it's been different, depending on what's going on. Yes.
I'm going to teach something for a minute here that people may or may not know. Darlene, maybe not now. I got a message from Darlene. Okay, so this is I'm going to teach you something here for a minute. And a lot of people don't know this. but we actually have a second sign-up sheet. And, you know, we have a sign-up that we go to when we're signing up people in America. But we also have a second sign-up sheet for people international. And it's signup2.surge365.com/ whatever your thing is after the /. Okay. We have the Junior Exec Program, and this is for people in Latin America, Europe, different places. I'm going to show you the different places in just a moment. But we have the Junior Exec Program, which is the same. The Travel Technology Program is the same with the exception of the travel agency. The travel agency is only available in Mexico, Canada, and the US. And so as you can see here, it has the membership and the vortex. The vortex and then the membership. But we also have, of course, the initial fee being waived, $79, and the anniversary trip. And that's for people outside of the United States, Canada, and Mexico. So, but let's say we select the technology travel package. As you can see here, it's in Spanish, and that's for a reason. Foreign languages, that's for a reason. One thing that's been added that people may not be aware of, remember before, if they already had an account, you ran into all kind of trouble. Here they add at the bottom, if you already have an account, you can actually log in. Sometimes people have an account because of the vortex. And so if they have the vortex account, they can actually log in here and they can upgrade to the technology package and the SBA. Stop me if anyone has any questions, but we're going to go next. Now, I'm just going to do this just to put some information in to get to the drop down, okay? gmail.com, not a real email. Okay, and so we're going to get the drop down. And I'm doing this because I want to show you the countries. U.S. territories: Antigua, Argentina, Barbados, Bermuda, Bolivia, Brazil, Cayman Islands, Chile, Costa Rica, Colombia, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, France, Grenada, Guatemala, Guyana, Honduras, and Jamaica. Again, this is on the signup2.surge365.com/ whatever your thing is, URL is after the /. That's how you get here. So if you've got questions.
Was that the number 2?
Yes, the number 2.
Okay.
The number 2. And just like I did here, you can put in, just to get the drop down, whatever first name, last name, email address, whatever @gmail.com, just so you can get the drop down so you can see the different countries. Okay. You may have someone that you want to sign up overseas. You know, you may have someone. And so, but that's how you do that. And that's, you know, the vortex, everything else is basically the same. Any questions from anyone? Okay. So the product.
Yeah, I got a question.
Go ahead.
You may be heading in that direction, but if we wanted to sign someone up on the vortex in Europe, so there's a separate place or a separate drive?
No. The vortex, this is only for them getting a business. Good point.
Okay.
This is only for them getting a business. If you want to sign someone up with the vortex, that's how you just, you know, sign them up with the vortex. You can send them your link and they can join in any country except Africa. But so they, and you know, and other countries, Iran and Iraq and all those kind of countries, but they can sign up as normal. You know, so the vortex is totally separate. What I just showed you with the sign up to, that's business ownership. The vortex and being able to come into the vortex, they can do that anywhere basically around the world, with the exception of some countries that have been on the blacklist. But that's an excellent question, Glenn. I have a demo site for my link for my vortex. So if you're looking at it, I signed into my vortex. And so a person can come to the vortex, and of course it converts into whatever language, and they can pay in whatever currency. So everybody got that totally separate. And here's what Brenda was talking about with the old AI travel assistant. So they're ready to go. I don't even have to type anything in here. I can just talk to them and they'll do all the work and have a conversation with me while they're doing it. Now, here's something that's interesting. The homes. I don't know if you've seen this lately, but Arevia Villas, which is that parent company, they've changed the homes to serious luxury type homes. You know, not just Airbnb, but luxury type homes, really nice homes, villas. And I don't know if you've really seen that on the website, but that has totally changed, which is really interesting. Hotels the same, cruises, cars, flights, homes, they've upgraded to the villas, then of course activities, and then transport and lounges. Any questions from it? And also the AI. Any questions from anyone? What I also want to show you, and Glenn, you have brought this up, is Vaughn Nickelberry, let me come out of here, talked about the compensation and how do you make $1,500. And so I'm going to show you something real quick here. And this was actually in the Spanish presentation that I was looking at. If you can see this. Now you may not be able to read Spanish, but you kind of can see. So when a person first comes in as an SBA, they make 2 sales of the technology travel package, $30, $30, and help them make either total of 5 sales. And that was something that I actually forgot, is that they get an upgrade. They get a $500 bonus for upgrading to Team Builder. You know, with the 3 sales, with the total of 5 sales, is a $500 upgrade. Also, if they're just coming in, they make 5 sales, they get a $500 training bonus. So they just made $1,000, just 5 people coming on board. You know, and which is pretty powerful. And then, of course, continuing to make sales, personal sales, as a travel builder. Let's say I make a $499 sale, I'm going to make $50. If I help people and build a team, I'm going to override $20 down through infinity. And in this team builder, every 7 sales is a $1,000 bonus. Every 100 sales in this team builder is, in fact, this is all team builder, is $10,000 for every 100 sales in this team builder that goes down through infinity. And so at the end of infinity, somebody joins way down, following these arrows down, we're overriding down through infinity. And anybody we personally bring in is part of that team builder, and we're overriding down through infinity, down through infinity. And of course, there's no limit of how many people we can bring in, but going down $20 every time somebody joins the team, down through infinity. Every 7 sales of the technology product, travel technology product, is a $1,000 bonus. And all we're doing, and that's why it's so important, I think, for us having the video, It's duplicatable, 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 duplicatable. So Glenn, I know you had mentioned having a visual with what Ron was talking about. Does this help?
Absolutely.
Now,
Much easier to follow when you see. Some people are more visual than others, but that definitely helped me.
bro, I'm an engineer, but I didn't do good in math as well. So I was like you, I was like, okay, all right, okay, all right, okay. Now, what I didn't know is Five coming on board and getting promoted to team builder. But that's in our compensation plan. Now I'm going to show you something else from our compensation plan that is a mind blower for people who have been around. You're going to understand this. For people who are new, you're going to learn this. And this is why we are in Surge365, okay? So if you can see this, let me hide this floating meeting control. Okay, so when we talk about team generations, team builder generations. So let's say this is you and you bring 3 people in. All of this is your team builder group. And the goal is to help, build your team, bring 3 people in and help them get to team builder, total of 5 people. But basically, and that's what we've been taught in the past, this person comes on board, try to bring 3 people on, 3 people on, 3 people on, 3 people on. That team builder group goes down through infinity. I'm going to teach you and remind others of the team builder generation that a lot of times we forget. So let's say this person's on board. This is you. You bring 3 people on. When you bring 3 people on, the 4th person, so if I bring these 3 people on, the 4th person goes into the first generation team builder, basically their team builder. It's your first generation. I guess this is you. One of these, I don't know. I guess we'll just say her. So let's say we bring her on. I don't know why they got the arrow like that, but let's say we bring her on. She brings 3 people on. That 4th person goes into her first generation team builder. And so now we're building that person that comes on, that 4th person, and we're building, 3 under that person, let's say. And then that goes down through infinity. Every time any person comes on board, and this was the old system, I believe it's still the same. Anybody correct me if I'm wrong, but when you bring 3 people on, the 4th person goes into the next generation team builder group. And so here's the point that I want to get across. This team builder group here goes down through infinity. When a person comes on board, let's say her, right here, and we bring 3 people on, the 4th person goes into that first generation automatically by the computer. Every single one of these people, we bring 3 people on under them, or as you would say, Ron, above them. The 4th person goes into the first generation. This gentleman here, let's say we bring him on, 3 under him, the 4th one goes into the next generation. This is generations from, let's say, this person. The coolest thing, and if anybody understands or doesn't understand, if there's somebody that can explain it better, please jump right in. But the coolest thing is that this goes down through infinity. This is what a lot of times our compensation plan, when you're trying to tell people about it, they don't understand. When we say we go 6 generations, it's this down through infinity. Every one of these people, somebody comes on, you bring 3 on, to you, the 4th person is like the first generation. This goes down through infinity. 3 people come on under any other people down through infinity. That 4th person is the second generation to you. And then 3 people come on, down through infinity. All of these people have the opportunity, to become a team builder, to get into that team builder position. 3 come on, that 4th person automatically goes in. So to you, that's your 3rd generation. Same thing here. 3 people come on, the 4th person goes into to you, the 4th generation. The 5th. So these generations go to the right 6 generations, but it goes down through infinity for every single person. So when you're looking at the overrides down through infinity, the residual incomes down through infinity, the commissions that are paid when somebody joins your team down through infinity, and then 6 generations to the right, and everything going down through infinity. That's crazy. And that's just the team builder generation. There's other bonuses that are happening. So for example, in the team builder group, every 7 is $1,000 bonus. Every 7 is $1,000 bonus. Every 7 is $1,000 bonus. 100 is a $10,000 bonus, which is actually about 32,000. Brenda and I have received 5 or 6 of them. But this goes to the right. This compensation plan is crazy. People don't even understand it. So that's what it means when we say it goes down through infinity. But for every single person, when they have 3, the 4th one goes to you, the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th generation, and you're overriding all of this. Right? And so we're talking about generating residual income, generational wealth. As AI is happening, you're laying a foundation for these people that are coming this way. Wow. Any questions or anything?
I have a question, Rick. This is Darlene. Okay, so the team builder group, now the first person up here with the afro up there, now she brings on one person. Maybe she has 3 people, but if she brings on one person, she doesn't accrue anything from that one person. She has to build 3 before
she'll make $30
for that one person. So
right.
What if that one person she has brings in 10 people?
So she needs to be able to qualify. That's the QTO, qualify to override.
Okay.
That's why she has to bring in at least 2.
Okay.
To qualify. So the key is, and so when you look at your compensation plan, excellent question. When you see qualified to override, and I'm going to take a look right quick here. That means that you can override your downline.
Okay. Okay. So just because she has that one person, she doesn't.
Right. She'll make $30 on that one person.
But she doesn't make anything on what that one person builds.
Right. She has to be qualified to override.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
And if you go back to and I'm looking here, I'm trying to see, does anybody remember, was it 2 or 3 to be qualified? I know it used to be 3, but I think now it's either 1 or 2 to be qualified to override.
Oh, okay.
Anybody remember?
I have to go check that.
Let's see.
Used to be 3.
Yeah, I know it used to be 3. I didn't know if it
did. I think here it is. So qualified to override. Junior execs are considered qualified to override once they have enrolled. Check this out. What? 1 technology package in a calendar month.
Oh.
A junior exec owns, you can even buy it yourself, owns travel. The technology package will count towards your qualification to override. So all you gotta do is buy your own.
Oh.
So if that person upgrades, beyond just the SBA and has even their own package, $499 package, they're qualified to override.
Okay.
You remain qualified to override having just 1 active, personally sponsored travel team package, or by your own active package.
Your own membership counts.
Your own. Either you bring somebody in or you have your own.
Oh.
And you're qualified to override everything. Remember, that used to be 3, but now it's even your own. So if a person comes in and they're an SBA, they can sell a technology package and that will qualify them to override. Or they can buy their own and that qualifies them to override their entire team. That's so powerful. That is so powerful. You know, our company is just amazing in what they provide, but I wanted to bring out the team builder generations now. There's a whole, there's a, there's a ton of compensations I didn't cover. I just wanted people to know that when we talk 6 generations, when a person comes on board, they bring 3 on, that 4th person, it's like this right here. Okay, this is a good example. So this guy here, right? He brings 1, 2, 3, the 4th person becomes his first generation. And then 1, 2, 3, the 4th person. But that's for every single person. And that's every single person down through infinity that chooses to bring on people. They bring on 3, the next one becomes, the 4th one moves into their first generation from them, the 2nd generation. And all of this is down through infinity. Thank goodness a computer, like Brenda and I still get checks of 3rd generation. The check shows you what generation they're from. And 4th generation, right? It's weird because the check lays out the generation they're from. You figure we had 10,000 people on our team at one time there. And it would show all the generations, the $2 overrides, all the $10 when they come on board. And all the different little things that they throw in there that you're not even aware of. Now, if all of these people have the vortex, right? And they put out the vortex link and they put it out to individuals, businesses, ministries. When you become a national builder, you're overriding the travel commissions. Whether it be those travel commissions are coming from Trapmanity or the Vortex. For national builder, they're getting 6% over all of this, right? 6% of this whole team. So whatever travel commissions are generated by travel, Trapmanity, or the Vortex, they're getting a check, 6% of whatever that is for the whole team. The director is getting 4% of whatever yours is. So they break it out. It's a total of 10%. That travel benefit that we get paid. It's 10%, 6% going to the national builder, 4% going to the director. The compensation plan is unparalleled. A lot of times we'll talk to people, but we never are able to communicate what I'm sharing with you now of this going down through infinity, the team builder, and every single person that chooses, bring in 3, the 4th one goes into the first generation, bring in 3, the 4th one goes into your 2nd generation, and so on, so on, so on, all the way 6 generations, all going down through infinity. See how powerful that is?
Rick, it's built on, the whole compensation plan is built on motivating you to get it done, incentives for progressing. I mean, you get to choose, what you want to do, how much you want to do it. But I remember when we were doing the presentations, we had some of the business owners in the room that sat there and listened to the presentation and the compensation portion. And one night, the light bulb just came on when I said, if you're qualified to override, this is what you get. And then after the meeting, they pulled my coattail and said, well, how come I haven't been seeing those checks? You said, the presentation says, but I had never received those. And then when we went into their back office, guess what? You were not qualified to override. So you've been losing money all this time. But the light bulb finally came on. But the whole compensation plan is built on incentives. Back to you, Rick.
That's so true. And so you really can't make a mistake now if you do anything because it's just one, whether you buy it for yourself or you sell one to be able to be qualified to override. But when it was 3, a lot of people were tricked up because even like your question, Darlene, they had 1, and then that 1 brought in all this stuff, but they didn't qualify to override. And it was like, all this stuff, and I didn't quite, now they've made it even easier. Of course, we got the 3 and free, but let's listen to this. So you see what I have up here now, and it all goes down through infinity. And I've got the compensation plan open. The team builder earns $10 on every new technology package sold through 6 generations. So anytime once you've qualified to override, down through infinity, anytime somebody comes on board, you make $10. So the team builder earns $10, 6 generations, through 6 generations, $10 per sale, $2 residual income, 6 generations. But check this out. So the residual income increases as you go from team builder to regional builder to national builder. And so the residual income, $2 down through infinity on all of this. If you are a team builder or a regional builder, it's an additional $2. If you're a national builder, it's an additional $2. So it's like 4, 6 total. I think it's like $8 that, as you go up the scale to director, that you're getting an override 6 generations all down through infinity. When you begin to understand the genius of our compensation plan, is crazy. It is absolutely crazy. And so the directors earn $10 also on the new technology programs, and $1 every month on subscriptions through 3 director generations. So when they bring in a director and a director and a director, they're overriding $1 through 3 director generations. And this is powerful. This continues through 3 director generations. And of course, we have 8 levels of director and all the different bonuses and the extras. You get the Jeep, you get the cars, you get the choice of the Rolex and the dream vacation, the Bentleys, the $1 million bonuses, the vacation homes and the yachts and the motor coaches. And level 8 director, which Brenda and I will be level 8 directors, 100,000 monthly bonus guaranteed for 10 years. See, folks, everybody is coming this way. Society is going to drive everybody our way. And we just have to be prepared. And it comes down to whatever we choose. What do you choose? One thing that's beautiful is that at the very minimum, we've bought the technology package. So we're qualified to overall all that comes. Back to you, Brenda. Any questions? Get ready, get ready, get ready. Society and the technology changes and shifts that happen in society always drive opportunity. And so when you're looking at the perfect storm coming together, 9 billion people locked down because of COVID that now want to travel. In fact, I was looking at some stats on cruises. It said 46% of the folks who are going to be going on cruises have already booked cruises for 2024. 46%. They said the cruise industry is getting ready to just flat out explode. That's why they're building so many more cruise ships and holding so many more passengers. The travel industry, so the company that I was talking about that took over the previous company that helped us launched for us, the Vortex and the membership, are totally focused on travel now. And the membership and loyalty programs. That is their total focus. They're not doing before when they first came on board, they were doing like cruises and things over here and things over there. They had a call center over here, This is their total focus, and they're going after the online booking market, like the Expedia groups and the Priceline groups. They want to compete in that market space, and they have us. They have us. But just like before, when the gentleman Joe, who used to work for the previous company, would come and do briefings and talk about the membership. And he told us, he says, guys, this membership package alone that you guys have for $4.99 as part of a travel package, this membership package is being sold for $7,000 by itself. And it was offered, you guys have it for $4.99, but this package you have right now is being sold for $7,000. And I was like, wow, that was then. This company now, that package is going for even more. And here we have it for $4.99 included with our travel agency and our vortex. Oh boy, it's amazing. But everything is relative in how you think. If you think the value that we have is greater than a lot of times we think. Back to you, Brenda.
Wow. Okay, great. I'm off mute. Yes, I was sitting here going, wow, wow, wow. And it's just there. It's just sitting for the taking. You know, people are out there trying to figure out how they're going to go back to work when they should just say, let me work my Surge business. Let me get out here to understand these numbers, because a lot of people are looking to stay home now, you know, especially after this whole virus took a turn and people started working from home. Folks don't want to go back in that office and, you know, and have to deal with those people that they hadn't been working with for the last 2 years. They really don't. And so now, and so you just find one person, like we say all the time, you find one person, or you help one person to help another person to help another person. And before you know it, you have all these people helping each other to work this business. And even like you did today, Rick, and I know a lot of the research you've done in the last couple of days is because of these companies that are coming on, and it's almost like they need to see big money. You know, they need to see big money, and they know they're traveling. And this money turns in, it's just like that penny a day. You know, I can give you $100,000 today, or I can give you a penny a day and double it up for 30 days. What do you want? Well, I know the calculation, so my answer would be, let's just take this penny and double it every day, and at the end of 30 days, I'm going to have over $5,000. So it's all how you look at it. You know, $100,000 today might seem like big money, but you take a penny and you start doubling it for 30 days, every day you double it. So that's how you want to look at Surge business, because you want to be able to double your money literally by helping one person help another person.
Absolutely.
And that's when we got in, you know, and that's how when we started in the business, that's what we were all excited about. We were all excited about helping someone else achieve their goal. That hasn't changed. We still want to help other people. We were watching something the other day. I don't remember what it was, but I remember what it was now. But anyway, the guy was sitting there, and his dialogue was next to generation wealth. So a man wants to create generation wealth, right? And he said, the only thing close to generation wealth, I don't know if I'm saying it right, or generation wealth is the closest thing you can get to, what is it, immortality?
Oh, immortality. He said generational wealth is the closest thing you could get to immortality, because it passes on generation to generation to generation.
Yes, yes. And I was like, wow, I never thought about that yet. You know, I never thought about it like that, because you create wealth now for generations to come. You're continuing to live on through them, because now they can say, we drive the car we drive, we live in the house we live in because of our great-great-grandfather, great-great-grandmother. That's some powerful stuff when you start looking at it.
That's what it
Yeah, they
comes
deserve
down
it. They
to.
deserve it and more.
Well, the thing is, we say that, but that's not always acted out. I mean, we can believe it, but it's not always acted out.
Yeah,
Now, one of the
it's
things
true.
that, Ron, I'm going to be calling you afterwards. I was talking to Mary earlier, and we were talking about neurodiversity travel and being able to put together, a package of what that looks like. And as a neurodivergent advisor, and where it can be offered either to people. She was saying how there's a lot of folks, in the whole area of neurodivergency that don't like working with people. They want to work from home. They don't interact well, but they're brilliant on the computer and PTSD. And so we're looking at, I'll be calling you, Ron, with Mary, as offering the career opportunities in hospitality and tourism to people in that industry, in that place, neurodivergent place. And along with career opportunities in that arena, we were looking at being able to put together different trips, that take into consideration all the different things that need to be taken into consideration for, families with children or adults with autism, and all those different categories under the new neurodiversity umbrella. And one of the things that Mary
And
was
with that,
one of the things that Mary was saying real quick was, and I didn't understand this. I know everybody on this call that understands, autism and different things. She said it's a whole new career field to be able to have a checklist that you can go into the vendors, the hotels, and whomever vendor of a neurodivergent checklist that says, are you doing this? Do you provide that? She said even something as simple as the sheets can set a person off. And so as a travel advisor, you may say, bring your own sheets, to the family, or how the smells in the room. And so she says, we could put together, and we will, a checklist for that hotel of things that they can do, to make sure, is sensory, are smells an issue? Is sensory an issue? What type of issues do you have? Taste, feel, touch, whatever, but a checklist that really is provided to that vendor, much like the handicap industry did to revolutionize the industry. We need ramps, we need rooms that have wide doors. The same thing is happening as a revolution in neurodiversity. And so, of course, Mary has 2 children who have autism. And so she's been teaching. She says, Rick, the reason I stayed home because I couldn't get anyone to take care. And so she says, you know what, that's another idea. I need to teach, these different daycare centers how to handle, neurodivergent, children. And so, but use your creativity, use your passion, and then Surge is a tool that allows you to monetize your passion. What is your passion? You have been trained. We have been trained in something. We may not have thought it was training, but it was training, and it's training for reigning. It's in school to rule. And then use the business as a way that you can monetize it. Back to you, Bruce.
Hey, Rick.
wow, that was good.
Yes.
Go ahead, Glenn.
Hey, Rick.
Go ahead, Ed.
Hey,
Oh.
I'm listening to everything, and like, the Vortex is awesome. The membership is awesome. But you're forgetting, we have Expedia too. We have the travel agent too. You have 4 access points to tap income from the biggest industry in the world. We have 4 access points. Don't forget that. We got the Vortex, awesome. We got the membership, awesome. But we got Expedia Tap. Especially if we want to pursue a career as a travel agent, you got that access too, along with Travemanity. So we have an amazing package, and for $499.95, are you kidding me? And it's tax deductible. Are you really? What? I still.
You know what? You know what, Ed? It's so funny you mentioned Expedia Tap, because Rick has opened up an account at Expedia Tap, and you guys know that on our membership, they put the times and the dates of you leaving and returning it, you know, if you're doing a round trip. So your departure time and your return time might not be the time that you want. So that's what happened with us. So instead of doing on the membership, for the flights. So instead of doing it on the membership, we went to Rick's Expedia Tap, and we were able to do it on there. Oh no, I think it was for the hotel. That was something else for the flight. But even for the hotel, and we were able to do it on Expedia Tap, and we're getting a commission back for a hotel stay. So even if we didn't do it on the membership to get the reward credits, we didn't do it on our Vortex to get paid. You do it on Expedia Tap, and you're getting paid. So what you're saying is so true. We have all these different ways to get paid on our own travel. So that's so true, Ed.
That's business.
We have 4 different ways to get paid out of this industry. I can't understand why you will hold between what opinion do you have? Do you understand? It's a multi-trillion-dollar industry, and you have 4 tickets to the ATM. What are you waiting for? Give me your credit card.
So we have to think differently. I was listening to this motivational speaker, and he was saying the thinking that was required to build boats. He said the thinking shifted from what makes it sink to what makes it float. And once they changed that thinking, because at first it was like, wood floats. What about metal, right? But they started thinking about what makes it float, and a metal boat, which we see nowadays, of course, displaces the water to make it float. The same metal would sink if it didn't displace the water. In our business, we have to start thinking in a different way, that is more toward, why, how, what, when, what are the secrets to this, and praying in a different way. What are the secrets? Not that people don't want to use it, not that people, they don't understand. No, we have to start thinking about the positive, how to make, there's an answer there. And once you ask that question, you will get the right answer. And then that's why we have metal boats, because it displaces the water, and the same metal would actually sink. Isn't that crazy? It's just the way we think. And so for this new era of what we're doing in 2024, along with all the other changes, let's think about changing the way we actually think about issues. There are no challenges. Everything is an illusion. There is no problems with, like we say, the mind of Christ. I mean, it already knows. And so, but let's start thinking differently towards some of the illusions of a problem, and watch the answers that come. Back to you, Brenda.
Yeah, that's true. And like we know, I don't remember where, we listen to so much stuff all the time, but you don't go to somebody with a problem unless you have a solution. So you want to always make sure that if you're pointing out a problem, make sure you have a solution for it. And that will solve everything. So don't just be the complainer, but be the problem solver. And that's amazing right there. And there's so many people out there just waiting for you to connect with them, and for us to connect with them on how they can change their family's financial future for the better. Anybody else? Wow. Well, we learned something today. We learned something today. And what I want to say also is this Sunday is Easter. So happy Easter to everyone. Make sure you get your Cadbury eggs and your baskets and everything. And so we will not be having Bonds call Sunday evening, allowing everyone to just enjoy the Easter Sunday with their families. And we will have it the following Sunday, where Rick is going to be having his class on what is it, Rick?
Neurodiversity.
Yeah. So we won't be having it this Sunday, which is Easter Sunday the 31st. We'll follow it up on April 7th, which is the following Sunday. So April 7th is when we'll be having the training on that. And that's going to be powerful. And like you said, that's a whole nother career just waiting to happen. That's a whole group of people who's ready to go and start putting trips together, because everybody understands, you know, and that includes people with Tourette's. There's so much stuff out there where people stay in the house because they don't know where to go and how to do. They would love to travel. They would love to get out, but they need to know who's going to be there to assist them. Is everything going to be okay? You know, if my son, daughter have a meltdown, will someone be there to help us? So, and to understand. So, but that's a whole nother conversation. And so look forward to speaking to you guys this next week, the 4th. What's happening on the 4th? Oh, something. Okay. So yeah, so next week on the 4th, but definitely no training this Sunday on Vaughn's Winners Call, but definitely on April 7th. So I just wanted to remind everybody of that, because we almost forgot. It was like, Easter Sunday, really? It came up so fast. But anybody else want to say anything before we jump off? Well, you know what I love to say. We are the most trusted travel team in Surge365, and we will all be hanging out on the beaches of the world. Everybody have a great rest of your day, and we'll be talking to you soon. All righty, bye-bye now.